What's up, guys? It is Canadian Guy here, back with a new series here on the channel. Yes, it is Franchise Hockey Manager 7, and this is a hockey simulation type of game. And for this series, we're going to take over, as you can see here, the Seattle Kraken. We don't have a roster here yet. We are approaching the expansion draft. We are here in the year 2020, so it's not completely accurate, but to get an accurate representation of selecting players on the teams that they are currently on, and not any trades or signings or free agencies, stuff like that happening. We are going to give in for the sake of realism for just that aspect. It is a year earlier, but I think we should be fine. So the divisions are going to be all realigned to what they should be pre-pandemic. So like the Atlantic is back, the Metropolitan, the Central, the Pacific, all that stuff is back to the way it should be. But yeah, we are here getting ready for the expansion draft, and I do want to go over a couple of things. One being, I went onto capfriendly.com and did the expansion draft mock simulator, and I had the CPU or AI, whatever you want to call it, auto protect certain players, and it would leave certain players unprotected. I did that 10 times, and the 10th time, that's what I went with, and I selected based on that 10th attempt. And trades were made. We can make trades like right now. Like we can force trades. Like I can go out and get Anaheim's first round pick just right now and just offer it, force the trade. But obviously I'm not going to do that quite yet. There is some draft day trades that is going to be making just to ensure that we select or do not select certain players that were left unprotected. It is my opinion on what is going to happen and what kind of trades would be made, but I believe it is realistic in terms of what other teams would want to give up to protect certain players. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're here at the expansion draft. We're here in the goalie draft, so we have to select a goalie first. So let's go ahead and filter that by goalies. Take all this away. Sort by goaltenders. And first up, we are going to be selecting, where is he? Chris Driedger from the Florida Panthers. We're going to be selecting him with our first pick. The first goalie is taken, and there you go. So obviously in this game, it's not going to be accurate to what cap-friendly protected and whatnot. So just bear with me so I can make it work at least. Another goalie that we're going to take is Ville Husso, a goalie from the St. Louis Blues, 2.5-star prospect goaltender. Going to be selecting him. And then next up, our third goaltender that we are going to select is going to be... Who should it be? Should it be Nedeljkovic? I'm not going to take Saros or Ingram. I don't know why they'd protect Rene, so I'm just going to pretend like these guys ain't here. Oettinger, he wouldn't be exposed yet. Braden Holtby, maybe go ahead and select him. They rather select Demko, makes sense. Antti Ranta, I saw Aiden Hill was up there. Daniel Vladar. We need a third goalie. Charlie Lindgren. No. I'm thinking that Caden Primo. I'd love a Caden Primo on this team. Colton Point. Oh, that reminds me. Anton Hudobin. Where is he? That's the goalie I was going to take. Anton Hudobin from the Dallas Stars. So there's our three goalies. We can take another goalie. And I think that's going to be Braden Holtby from the Vancouver Canucks. So there you go. Another goalie draft. Can we take another goalie? I don't feel like we need to take another goalie. So let's go to defense here. Taking a look at defensemen. Kevin Shattenkirk. This was part of a trade, so we do not select Ricard Raquel, who I believe is unprotected. So we are going to select Kevin Shattenkirk here. We need to select a goalie. Did I really have it to 5 rounds of goalies? Okay, who's the best like prospect guy here? That's who I'm gonna take. I can't take Nedeljkovic because that's part of a trade that we have made with Carolina to ensure that we do not select him. If you take Vanacek, we cannot select him because that's part of a trade that we've made. We cannot select Philip Gustafson. That's part of a trade. Dylan Wells. No, we can't do that. Winnipeg? Who would we take from Winnipeg? Could be like an Eric Comrie or Laurent Brossois. But I want to take someone who isn't Stuart Skinner. No, we can't because he's part of Edmonton, and that's part of a trade. Has to be a goalie. So, could be Aiden Hill, but I think he's waiver eligible. I want to take someone who isn't. Matisse Kivanelkis. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong. Felix Sandstrom. No, we can't. We can't do that. What can we do here? Let's do this one. Joseph Coronar. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So there's our 5 goalies. We have Chris Strieger, Philly Husso, Anton Hudobin, Braden Holtby, and Josef Coronar. I doubt Hudobin or Holtby are not going to be our starting goaltender this year. We're going to flip one of them for draft picks and or assets. So now let's go on to defense. Kevin Shattenkirk is the first up. Shane Gostisbehere is up next. We have made trades with Anaheim and Philly, where we acquired either draft picks and or assets to ensure we selected those players from those respective teams. So we're going to go ahead and select them. Next up, we are going to select Brady Shea from the Carolina Hurricanes. We made a trade with them to ensure we do not select that goaltender, Alex Nedeljkovic. So there's that. We have 3 defensemen, pretty high caliber defensemen, I would say. Matt Griswick, he's up next. We have not made a trade, so we can go ahead and select him. Carson Soucy is here. Yeah, let's go ahead and select Carson Soucy. I do apologize if I'm pronouncing that name wrong. Travis Dermott, select him. Keep going down. Ben Sherratt. We made a trade with Montreal where we get an asset in order to select Ben Sherratt. So there you go. We have a lot of left-handed D. I'd like to take a right-handed D. Let's actually filter by that. Right-handed defenseman. Or defenseman that can play on the right side, I should say. Sami Niku. Really isn't that many good players here. Let's go by left defenseman. There should be some good players here. We can't select Devon Taves. We made a trade with Colorado to ensure we don't select Taves or Graves. So we can select Shillington, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and select Oliver Shillington. Another defenseman here. Gabriel Carlson. Thomas Hickey. Let me filter by right defenseman again. Just want to be sure there isn't somebody here that I'm missing that I would want. Eric Chernak. No. Tucker Pullman. I think we can go ahead and select Tucker Pullman. Let's do that. Another defenseman here. Sean Walker. Do we make sure? Yeah, we can go ahead and select Sean Walker. Oh, Matt Waugh. That's who I want to take. No. Matt Roy. Go ahead and select him. Now the forwards. Now we can actually have some fun here. Should be high caliber studs here. And first up, I'm going to go ahead and select Casey Cizikas from the Long Island. Next up, Derek Stepan. And next up, who should it be? Dominic Cahoon is here. Teddy Bluger. I'll go ahead and select Teddy Bluger from Pittsburgh. Miles Wood from New Jersey. Tage Thompson from Buffalo. James Neal. This was part of a trade that I made with Edmonton to ensure that we do select James Neal. So we'll go ahead and do that. Who else? I think that's about it for trades that I would have to take a guy. Colton Sissons. Take him from Nashville. Barry Boulay. Really isn't much else here. Garnet Hathaway. I think that's who I took from Washington. We go to select Garnet Hathaway. Andre Palat. Alex Killorn. See, I made a trade with Tampa Bay where I acquired an asset to select Tyler Johnson, but he's not here. So I'm going to go ahead and select Andre Palat here, then flip him for that asset and Tyler Johnson. So you got to remind me of that. There's also a trade I made with New Jersey for a player that I couldn't get. So I'm going to select a New Jersey player here. Bastian Schur. Then I have to do that trade to get that asset, or those assets, and a player for that player. Next up. We have to take someone from Arizona. I didn't make a trade with them, so I'm free to select who I want. JD Compher, is that who I took from Colorado? Who did I take from Colorado? It'll be JT Compher. I'll take him from Colorado. We have a bunch of Detroit players. Henrik Borgstrom. Go ahead and select him from Chicago. Select Sam Gagner from Tyler Pitlick. Select him from Arizona. Let's go ahead and pick up Sam Gagner from Detroit. Looks like a bunch of Ranger players and Blue Jacket players. Boone Jenner we can go ahead and take. Tim Gettinger from the Rangers. And last up from the Sabres. Who did I take from the Sabres? Tage Thompson. I could take Tage. And that should be it. So the 30 rounds is over. And before I get ahead of myself, I'm going to go ahead and make those trades with those teams to get the certain player that I made the trade to ensure I select. One of them being New Jersey, sending 2 prospects. So I select PK Subban. So let's go ahead and head over to New Jersey. Where are they? New Jersey. Where I go ahead and select PK Subban. In exchange, I get Nolan Foote and Riley Walsh. And to ensure I select PK Subban, and I send them back the player I selected from them, Nathan Bastian. Below the cap floor, so we have to get some salary back. I don't have any salary I can throw at you. Unless you want Hudobin. But what if I got you to retain half the salary? Can I still force the trade? Yeah, I can. Okay, so I probably did need to retain that much salary on him. But that's okay. We get 2 prospects back to ensure we select a PK Subban. Next up, it was Tampa Bay, where I get Tyler Johnson. I send them back Andre Palat. So Johnson, add him. He has a no trade clause. Okay, let's go to Tampa Bay here. Tyler Johnson. Edit him. Take off that no trade clause. Save. Make the trade offer again. Get back to Seattle. Make a trade with Tampa. I pick up. Where is he? Tyler Johnson. And I get a future first, and that first is in 2023. Get that first round pick. And I send them back Andre Palat. Force that trade to go through. There you go. Okay. I think that should be it for players that I have to give back. Let me just check. Yeah, all these look good. Yeah, I think we're good here. So now I'm going to go ahead and make those trades to get those assets for selecting certain players. First up, Anaheim sends me a second in 2023 for selecting Kevin Shattenkirk. Force that trade to go through. And don't worry, once we're all done this, I'm going to turn off commission mode so we can't force trades no longer. Next up, Calgary is giving me a 2022 second to not select Chris Tanev. Force that to go through. Next up, Carolina is giving me a 2021 second, so I did not select Nadal Djokovic. There you go. Force that. Next up, we have Colorado sending me a first-round pick to ensure I do not select Devon Toews or Ryan Graves. Force that one to go through. Next up, Edmonton. They send me a 2022 first and a 2021, oh no, sorry, a 2023 third to ensure I selected James Neal. Minnesota sends me to the Minnesota. They send me a first from them and a future second. This one being in 2023, to ensure I do not select Matt Dumba. Next up, Montreal sends me Paul Byron to ensure I selected Ben Sherratt. Throw him on, force that through. Next up, I did the New Jersey one. Ottawa. They send me Logan Brown. And a second. Their own second to ensure I selected or did not select Philip Gustafson. Another trade here. We have Philly. The Flyers sending me a 2022 first rounder to ensure I selected Shane Gostisbehere. Tampa Bay. Oh, did I get? No, I didn't get the other prospect from Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay sent me a prospect as well. I believe he should be here. Yeah, Cal Foote. Along with that first round pick. I believe I made that trade with them already, and I did. Then finally, Washington. The Capitals send me a future second. That second being in 2022, which they do not have. So we'll make it in 2023 to ensure I did not select Brendan Dillon or Vitek Vanacek. So quite a bit of trades there. I think that those all make fairly decent sense when you look at it. We get a second for not selecting Vanacek or Dillon. That's easy for us. We get Cal Foote and a first to take on a bad contract and someone who they waived previously in Tyler Johnson. Flyers, they send me a first to ensure I selected Shane Gostisbehere, not JVR. That's pretty obvious. He was already waived already this year. Ottawa, they send me Logan Brown and a second to ensure I don't select potentially the franchise goaltender Philip Gustafsson. They have to protect Matt Murray. They couldn't protect Gustafsson, so that was the trade that they wanted and had to make. We get Paul Byron for taking on Ben Girard. That's pretty easy. We get 2 assets for taking someone that we probably already would have taken. Minnesota, this one was up in the air. They sent me a first and a second to ensure I don't select Matt Dumba, but I did end up taking Carson Soucy. Edmonton here, they sent me a first and a third to take the James Neal contract off their hands. Colorado sends me a first to ensure I don't select one of their 2 of their top defensemen, or one of their 2 top defensemen. Carolina sends me a second to ensure I don't select potentially their franchise goaltender in Alec Nedeljkovic. Calgary, they send me a second for not taking Christopher Tanev. Anaheim sends me a second round pick to take off the Kevin Shattenkirk contract off their hands. And then finally, we got a first and Cal Foote to take on Tyler Johnson's contract. So I think all those make fairly decent sense. And now with this roster here, we have 34 contracts here. And I like what we have here. We're not... This is going to be kind of like meeting the team. We're not going to assemble the lines or anything just quite yet. If we are going to do anything, we're going to trade... can we trade him? We should be able to. He might have a no movement clause. I don't know why he would, though. I'm going to go ahead and find a trade for Anton Khudobin and or Braden Holtby. And I'll see you guys when I have that deal. Alright, so I have a trade in mind here where I'm going to be sending Anton Khudobin to the St. Louis Blues in exchange for a 2022 5th round pick. I'm not going to force a trade. I'm going to offer that trade. So we'll have to see if that ends up going through. Defenseman, anyone I want to flip. There's a lot of guys here I want to play. Walsh and Foote. I could wait on them. No one really here that I want to flip. I could flip a Ben Chiarot. But I can't. I don't know why it's not letting me shop certain players. Tucker Pullman I can shop. I doubt I get anything for him though. Okay, we do got some offers for Tucker Pullman. Good Branson, Scott Wilson, Haley, Patron, Burks, Magna, Cotton, a 6th. Colton Pullman, Irwin, Bertuzzo. Paul Carey, Scott Savarin. Pullman to Montreal for a 6th. Sure, I'll do that. So we'll flip a defenseman to get an asset. It's a little bit cleaner, I guess. Any forwards I want to flip? No. This is pretty much all the players I would want to play. Gettinger being like our only prospect. No, never mind. I completely forgot about him. So let's sim a week and let's see if that Anton Khudobin trade goes through. If not, it's whatever. I'll find a trade that will go through. So let's see if we get a stoppage here. They do not like it. We have a couple of terminated contracts that I might want to jump on. You kidding? Okay. He doesn't like it. Okay, let's just get something. A 2023 7th. It's an asset. Hardly likely for a 7th. Okay, I'll just back out of this deal then. I'll just back out of this deal. A couple of players that have dissolved their contracts. Anton Lindholm. How old is Lindholm? 25. I want to jump all over that. Meet his demands. Make him an AHLer. Ask for a response. He likes it. Good. Santini. I want to give him a contract. Meet the demands. Give him a higher minor league salary. Ask for a response. He likes it. Good. Teves. Grant Hutton. Brian Pinho. Want to offer him a contract. Meet the demand. It's going to be a minor league contract. There you go. Kyle Burrows. Yeah, we'll give him a contract. Meet the demand. Use that for all. There you go. Renouf. McDonald. How old is McDonald? 27. I'm out. Dane Burks. Him being 24. A lot of defensemen here. Lohan. Lewington. Tyler Lewington. That's pretty much about it. Dominic Turgeon. Lucchini. Ooh, look at this trade. Vancouver Canucks to finalize a deal with the Nashville Predators to acquire Dante Fabro and Eric Goodbranson in exchange for Jimmy Vesey and Nikita Tryamkin. Nashville, what are you doing? Excuse me. So we did make some offers there on 4 players to bring them in for 2 years. Is there anyone else here that's in free agency I wouldn't mind getting my hands on? Roman Batanin. Give him a contract. Meet the demands. Ask for a response. He likes it. Good. Jordan Coy. I'll give him a contract. 2.5 stars. There you go. And that should be it. I'm going to simulate another week to see if we get any of those guys or all of them. We're going to do no simulation in this episode. This is going to be like a meeting the team. So once all my free agents have signed, everyone has signed a contract, that's where we will wrap it up. So no one has signed a contract. Not yet, at least. Simulate the week. Alright, so we got 2 guys who signed the contracts. Brian Penho signed a contract, and Jordan Coy signed a contract. Keep on going, though. See if you get anybody else. If there's any stoppage, that means we do get someone at least. So keep moving along. Come on. We got Anton Lindholm. He's back. Oh, before I forget, I need to turn off commissioner mode. Before I forget. So that is off. Okay. Keep moving along. Alright, we got Roman Batanin, Kyle Burrows, and Steven Santini. They're all here. I believe there should be one more player. No, that's it. So we got everybody. Okay. So we have 39 out of 50 players. That's good enough for me. Let's kind of go through the team now. So goaltenders, going into the year, I want Drieger to be the starter, Huso to be the backup, or vice versa. I'm not sure if they're waiver exempt. Drieger looks like he is. I know these 2 are. But I'm going to have to make a decision for these 4 goaltenders. Defensemen. We already know like the for sures. Gus's Bear is probably going to be here. Shea, Griswick are all on the left side. On the right side, we're going to have Shattenkirk, Subban, and Roy. Susie and Dermott would be like the extras. We could probably even flip like a Travis Dermott, who I am actually going to shop Travis Dermott right now. Now that I'll look at it, we are pretty loaded. And we are going to get some offers for sure. Cliff Poo, Sami Niku, Michael McCarron, Prisky, Rowney as 7th, Asperat, Shapu, Salamaki, Brock McGinn. I like that deal from Carolina. Sveshnikov, Oscar Steen. So I like this deal from Carolina, Brock McGinn for Travis Dermott. We're going to do that. Carolina loses Shea. They get a replacement, not quite the caliber, but a replacement none the least. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I can hold on to these guys. Forwards. Neal's making it. Byron's making it. McGinn is making it. Boone Jenner. I'm going to actually move to left wing. Yeah, so all these guys are pretty much making it. We only have like 2 or 3 that are not. Okay. So this is the team going into the first year. This is going to be a little bit of a longer episode, but I hope you guys enjoyed it and understand. I would expect the next episode to be out fairly quickly or fairly soon. But if you guys enjoyed watching and are excited to see this series and excited as much as I am, leave a like. If you want to see more Franchise Hockey Manager content like the one you just saw, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.